like the detail and all like the things are happening from like this perspective, where it's always at like the edges of the lens, just to give you that different vibe that you're not usually seeing or you weren't seeing before a
Yeah.
lot of videos came by. So it's cool.
Um, if you weren't creating photographs or videography, what would you be doing from walk around the world underscore?
Well, there's two things. One, if in another life I'm a Navy SEAL, okay, I'm
Okay.
obsessed
Yeah.
with Navy SEAL shows and TV, and I want to be on set for sort of those shows so badly.
Why is that? What makes you want to be like
There's
you
some
want to be a Navy SEAL?
dude. I don't think I would never cut it. That's why I say in another life. I used to play paintball professionally, so I was always super into like the tactical mindset, and I kind of apply that to like business now too. But there's just something cool about it. I always want to shoot it like from a filmmaker standpoint, and I just love watching those types of films and TV shows and that kind of thing. So in another life, Navy SEAL. If I wasn't doing this, I would probably be a maker of some sort. I really love working with my hands, and
Hmm.
my dad builds acoustic guitars for a living, like in his
Okay.
basement, which is cool. And I'm kind of surrounded by a lot of people that do that type of work. So probably something with my hands quiet off in the woods somewhere.
Wouldn't it be cool to be a maker, but be like an exclusive maker where you only make like I heard of this leather company. They only make 100 pairs a year, and like that's they just cap it. But they
Uh,
put all their love into these hundred
yeah,
pairs, and then
it's like
Celine
watchmakers.
Dion wears them.
Yeah, watchmakers are like that too, right? They'll like this brand will be like, we'll put out 100 watches, and these watches take 5 years to make each. I'm like, oh, I love it.
One Swiss maker is in a
Yeah,
castle in Switzerland for 5 years crafting this watch.
yeah.
You had a lot of questions. I don't think I have one specifically, but you had a lot of questions about. They said, "Have Peter talk about watches." Have
Oh,
you done Have you done any collaboration? Because I know you did the coin with the lake. Which funny story, I bought one, and that happened to be the day. It was like 250, right? One of the coins. It was on the day that my USPS store got robbed. So someone made out with your coin. I haven't
you
yet
know,
reordered one, but I'm going to do that.
give me your
But
address.
it's still
We'll make
no, I'm
it
not. That wasn't asking for one.
happen.
I gotta support the artists. So have you done anything where the face? Like I imagine you could put photography in watches.
Yeah, I wanted, like, I would love to get into some kind of like Swiss watchmaker factory because I just imagine I'm obsessed. Anyone that watches my channel will know I'm obsessed with the details. And I always say like the little details make the big picture. And I can just imagine the abundance of that principle in like a watchmaker's studio. Some old man with a monocle in his eye just working away with all these gears, and I can hear the soundtrack like this like all the drums coming in, like when I can visualize something before I even get to being able to make a project, that's when I know it's going to be something special. So
So what's the fascination with watches? Is it? And do you have anything against like an Apple Watch?
no, like I wear Apple Watches for different reasons. Like when I'm out on my ski, like I use it for calculating the wind and stuff like that, so I know when like a storm's coming I need to go back, that type of thing. Health, fitness, amazing.
Yeah.
The fascination with watches, and I've had it since I was a kid, and people want me to talk about it and make a video, and I haven't got to it yet. But it's been long going. I think it's the simplicity behind it, but at the same time, how incredibly intricate it is. So it's like a juxtaposition. It's most the work and craftsmanship that goes into it, the quality of something so small when you see it on a magnifier, and it still holds up perfectly. There's just a lot of coolness about it. They just look good. They work. They're tools. I think like the craftsmanship and the artisanal aspect behind like some human being placed these hands on this watch, each indice coated with like a specific thing to make it glow a certain way.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's really intentional, and I imagine all the watches have personality. That's where
Lots of
you can
crazy
really
things.
match what you love to do. It can show who you are on the wrist. We'll
Yeah.
get into just another minute or two of questions. Go ahead and we'll take questions from down in the chat. So, Peter, if you see any questions pop up, feel free to call them out. While we're
There's,
waiting, I've got a few more questions here. What did you wish you knew when you were just starting on YouTube? Zoe Brushy-Way asks.
um, what did I wish I knew? Probably that like I was gonna ruin a lot of my own ideas by getting in my head too much. And
What does that mean? Like you didn't finish them or perfection?
I just think too hard about something that I think myself out of making an idea. Like I'm like, oh, that's cool, but it might be.
So
It might.
how do you get over that? Is it just like you need to jump in and start shooting and you're kind of locked to it?
Yeah, if I liked it originally and the idea came up, create it. No hesitation, just go. Make it. You liked it. You were psyched. If I let it wait too long, I'm a bit of a procrastinator, and that was in high school and everything as well. The idea starts to get less exciting. Then it becomes like, oh, it's too much work. There's too many steps. And then it eventually just goes into, I don't want to do it.
Okay, we've got a special guest on here. We got Marquez Brownlee tuning in. He left a comment. He said, favorite frame rate, and why is it 30 frames per second?
Well, it's not 30 frames per second because I'm not a monster. Marquez does a lot of different filmmaking than I do, right? Like, he's in the studio mostly. He's doing beautiful shots of his products. I am out in the streets getting after it, trying to film and create more of a vibe with my footage, which it's not one's right and one's wrong. I just, for what I'm filming, that frame rate looks better for my footage. I don't think it's a bad frame rate, but as far as like debates go, and people are like RAW versus JPEG, 24 versus 30, Xbox versus PS, it's that same Microsoft, Apple, it's that same hilarious butting of heads, but I don't think it ultimately matters at the end of the day. But I'm team 24.
Yeah, I mean, I think us filmmakers or tech nerds get into the specifics like that, but then you zoom back and you're like, the audience really doesn't know. They don't care. Like, as long as they love what they're seeing.
Yeah. I always I always compare it. Like, would my mom care about this? I always go back to that. And I'm like, my mom doesn't know what 30 FPS is or 24. She just wants to see what's on the screen. So
yeah. People were asking about Marquez says touche, Peter, touche.
Love you, buddy.
What's the best way to become a pro photographer?
Pro? Repetition, doing it over and over and over again, and never kind of settling for what you think is like your peak. Like, all right, I've nailed this. I've dialed this particular topic. I'm the best. It's like, no, there's always going to be a better, like a higher stage, someone who can do it better. Like, how can you up yourself constantly? That's what
we'll end on this, because I'm curious. What's your view on YouTube right now? Is this like, I'm gonna continue YouTube for the next couple of years, or you're making documentaries now, longer form projects? Are you getting the itch to, like, I don't know if I'm going to be doing YouTube. I might do, like, or do you still see like this is my home for a while?
Yeah, YouTube's the finish line for me, for sure. I'm the most happy here. I am making that documentary for YouTube.
I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. I'm just saying, like, YouTube is. Are you there?
Go for it. You go for it.
Okay. No, you go. Yeah, YouTube is it. I'm happy here. It's my home. I love creating for YouTube. So any documentaries that I make will end up here. Any short films will end up here, because this is where my passion is, for sure. Yeah.
Do you think is that because you'll always need? Is there something about the short form content versus long? Like, are you always going to go back and forth, you feel, as a creator?
I think it's the control. I feel like I've worked my whole life to not have to answer to anybody, and I feel like this platform does that for me with my art. So, like, when I say it's done, it's done. And when I don't want to continue anything else and I want to post something, I post it. I don't have to answer to producers.
So you get a call from major streaming network or Hollywood production company. Is that a no-go just because of control you have to give up?
It would be a factor for sure. If they wanted to purchase something I had already made, then I'm all for it. Like, the more people that can enjoy my art, the better. But if it was like, do you want to be a DP on the season 4 of SEAL Team? I'd be like, well, maybe because it's SEAL Team. But typically,
the only thing that can get you.
Because being a DP on something, it's just not really what I want. I just want a connection, like what we're doing right now with all these fans and all these hearts. Like, that's what I like. That's what drives me. It's not just like 20 days on set to get like a dope scene. Cool, but I can do that here with you and with them. So that's what I like.
I love that. Well, we'll leave it there. We'll end on that note. But thank you so much, Peter, for tuning in.
Dude,
thanks for doing this, man. You're awesome. And I hope you stay safe. And hopefully we'll collaborate soon when you can get on a plane.
We got to get back.
Safe. You got to get back to the studio.
Yeah. All right, man.
Another battle. All right. Later, dude.
Thanks.
Perfect timing, because a train is coming by here.